Hashtag Free Will Gathering. This is Zenzi, the creator of hashtag Breaking Brilliant, the Entercation empire soon to be founded by the Smith Family Foundation. Well, you don't need anybody to promise you money. You can make as much money as you need, want, desire, for purpose. I'm pitching you to run the global thought experiments. I am a Carnegie Mellon degreed philosopher. Run these global thought experiments that will save our species from self-extincting. It's in approximately 30 years, nothing else changes. We need radical difference. I've built an entire philosophy of everything that is conscious, a poetic theory that unifies body, mind, and soul. Now, all the science, all the medicine we're living within in the Western thought tradition, and I'm gonna need Jeff, obviously I'm gonna really be so cool to, maybe ask Jazzy Jeff for like a scratch, like a brand name scratch, because it's not the Western thought tradition. What's that even mean? Where's that at? It's the whiteness thought tradition. Separate out white supremacy from whiteness. White supremacy, that is a crime, and like the FBI is on like domestic terrorism, they handle that. But if all the white supremacists died tomorrow, and they could, from heart attacks, if we all just start loving on each other, all white supremacists are gone. Black people are going to have a different day tomorrow? Do we think? Certainly, the odds and the statistics of being murdered for who knows what reasons, the murderers' reasons, their bad day, their whatever, they're not being loved. Everything is down to nobody's being loved correctly. So, Will, you don't need me to offer you money. You need me to offer the fact that I want to stand on stage and love up your family. Love up the surroundings of your family, most specifically. How, with all the chaos in the world and everything that we know, and sex slaves and child... Why are we a species that harms our own children? That's gonna cost you. Gotta get an actual Entercation empire, hashtag Wellbeing Philosophy Institute, to make clear, creative, anti-racist, just life-centric thinking, my own proprietary brand of $1 billion worth of whole new theory of everything, and an entirely different kind of thinking that stands against, life-centric thinking stands against the money matters most masculinity of stuff-centric thinking, which is what the whiteness thought tradition and the Cartesian split pull mind body apart. I got a theory, puts body mind and brings the soul back in without any of the problems associated with religion. It's been practiced by white men in charge and some brown men in charge. Fittest 55-year-old. This is the center on Entercation empire. It's concentric. It's the center. Fittest 55-year-old. What does it take? How much money? Change this life. Now, I don't want to buy products or do anything. I want to have experiences. Great for filmmaking. So this is the pilot up to hashtag Breaking Brilliant. Maybe one of those pilot prequel kinds of who knows what'll happen, because that's what the show's about. Who knows what'll happen? Fittest 55-year-old surviving 3 years of homelessness after losing 90% of my capacity to walk and talk. Oh, in my 40s, I couldn't move, I couldn't speak. Alone in the world. No family, no friends, no funds. Talk about a hero's journey, yo! abandoning my payroll name, Deb Helfrich, switching over to my chosen soul name, Zenzile Landalozi. Zulu words that convey we are responsible for who we become. My responsibility is the protector of all living beings. Philosophy, the wise feminine. Let me tell you something. All those white men in the whiteness thought tradition couldn't figure out what consciousness is. I solved consciousness. I sorted the hard problem of consciousness into an easy pivot. That much I could tell you. That's IP, that's she Einstein of consciousness. And E equals MC squared is actually part of the proofs that we're going to do to get you to understand what consciousness is. But what do we do with consciousness? Well, if you really do understand consciousness, you don't want to put it in some rich white man's GL account balance. I'm trying to give it away, but I need the funding to launch the global love movement of life-centric thinking across every nook and cranny of Earth. That's what we're going to do with the funds. Global tour, griots. Create an actual industry. The Entercation Empire. Life-centric thinking. Hashtag Breaking Brilliant. How the wise feminine, when given funds and chances and power and influence and everything we need, let the women have at it. That's 5 years, 2025, 2030. Go team. I don't know what word to use. Do I use female? Do I use... anyone identify with a feminine. We all got wise feminine. Let's get enough of a visual representation of a wise feminine, allowing all the wise feminine and everyone to save our species from self-extincting. Will Smith, your mom. Your story about your mom on page 20 in the book is right here. That's what the book that started it all. This is the book in the middle. Fittest 55-year-old, the episode where my very first date in the universe is with Mr. Leonard Kravitz. I also changed from an IE to a Y. My Debbie, IE to a Y. IE to a Y, Lenny. I'm with you. I did it in first grade. It was Debbie Boone approximate. Can't stand the song to this day. But I was like, oh, well, better with a Y. As in, Sly Stone. This book and the intersections, there is a page here in this book of Lenny's where on the very same page he mentions Fresh Prince and Sly Stone. This is a mind who can create its own synchronicity. Now, there was some noticing and remembering and all these kinds of things, but that I had all these books. And the sequence in which I got these books does not say I noticed it. It's that I had this book and Will Smith made me go get Lenny's biography, and at the same time Sly had already come out and I already had Sly in the car. And that it's then finding out from having my date with Lenny. Then finding out from Sly. Actually, that's the next episode. Sly's looking good these years. This is a recent photo. I don't know. Questlove as well. So most of my bit right now and the social impact stuff is talking about how much I do love black men. I love black humans. And that's where we pivot this all together. I love my sister so much. Please do fund Fittest 55-year-old. We need to talk black women in the 50s. I'm 55. So this 50s to 60s, these women, I need to speak to them about, I can't use the word self-care. That's been like self-knowing. Your body needs to be put in charge right this very minute. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't do anything else. If you need to have a scream, have a scream. Get the energy up. If you need to grab a stage, grab a stage. If you need to, you're not getting understood, then you make a scheme where you get yourself to Will Smith. You know why I could say I could do that? Because it's his mom, my Carnegie Mellon co-alum. The way she parented him, that he consciously knew, that he said, this is what my mother knew, that she was playing a game with me when I was making these exaggerated stories. This is what I've been doing. Is trying to pitch exaggerated stories about a better world where philosophy and the wise feminine has come to everyone's